Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Dauntless video. It's Thales Moustache here, and today I'm going to show you guys the Invincible Low Life Build. So basically this build was designed to provide the most aggressive and yet the most defensive playstyle possible in this game. And this build right here is pretty much like activating the God mode, and the good news is that you don't have to abuse any glitch in this game in order to make it work. And with this build right here, you're gonna solo Heroic and Heroic Plus patrols with no problem at all. So without further talking, let's jump straight into the build. So for the weapon we actually have two different choices. The first one is Skarn's Judgement, which comes with +3 Knockout King, and its special effect is dealing damage has a chance based on damage dealt to grant a stacking refreshing 40 health shield that lasts for 12 seconds. And the good news is that actually this shield right here does not have an upper limit. So as long as you keep attacking the behemoth, you will keep generating this stacking shield and refreshing its duration. And as long as you have enough shield, whenever you take damage, the damage will be deducted from the shield instead of your HP bar. So that's pretty much what makes you invincible. Now for the mods we're using Grim Sloth and Overcharged Cylinder, which in my opinion are the two best mods you can use in terms of DPS. Now for the cells we're using +3 Rage and +3 Sturdy. Now for the second weapon of choice you can use the Skarn's Vengeance, which has the same perk, which is +3 Knockout King and the same special effect. Now for the mods we're using Mighty Landbreaker and the Extended Clip, which are also the two best mods in terms of DPS for the hammer. Now for the cells we're using the same cells, which are +3 Rage and +3 Sturdy. Now for the helmet we're using the Skullforge, which is an exotic helmet that you can craft by dropping the blueprint from Heroic and Heroic Plus patrols, and it is crafted using Cherub materials, and its special effect is 1.5% of damage dealt becomes a stamina shield with a maximum of 50 points that depletes slowly after not dealing damage for a short period of time. So this helmet right here basically gives you infinite stamina, which is going to be extremely helpful if you're using the axe. Now if you're not using the axe, if you're using the hammer, there is actually a better combination that I'm going to show you guys after explaining all this. And for the cell we're using +3 Sturdy. Now for the chest piece we're using the Boreal Resolve, which comes with +3 Rage, and for the cell we're using +3 Iceborne. Now for the gloves we're using the Light's Refuge, which comes with +3 Conduit, and for the cell we're using +3 Wild Frenzy. And for the legs we're using the Boreal March, which comes with +3 Iceborne, and for the cell we're using +3 Wild Frenzy as well. And last but not least, for the lantern we're using the Dresk's Eye as usually, because it's the best lantern in the game right now, and its instant effect increases our damage by 30% for 6 seconds. And for the cell we're using +3 Conduit. So if you're using the hammer, you can actually change the helmet and the gloves to make it a little bit more effective, since the hammer does not rely on stamina. So in this case for the helmet we're going to be changing it for the Light's Crown, which comes with +3 Conduit, and for the cell slot right here we're going to be using the +3 Wild Frenzy. So just like that. And for the gloves, in this case, we're going to be changing this gloves right here for the Arms of Ice, which comes with +3 Knockout King. And for the cell slot, we're going to be using +3 Sturdy. And in this case right here, you're going to be increasing your Knockout King from +3 to +6. So that's going to be more effective for the hammer. So now let's move into the perk summary. So here we have +6 Conduit that increases your attack speed by 25% for 8 seconds right after using the Lantern Hold ability. +6 Iceborne that gives you +30% decreased damage taken and 8% lifesteal that cannot heal beyond 50% health when under 50% health. +6 Knockout King that gives you +30% stagger damage, and after dodging through an attack, your next attack deals +100% stagger damage. And in the case of the X version, you're gonna get +3 Knockout King, which gives you +15% stagger damage. +6 Rage that gives you +25% damage when under 50% health. +6 Sturdy that prevents you from being staggered on a 15-second cooldown. And +6 Wild Frenzy that gives you +25% attack speed when under 50% health. So the way we're gonna use this build right here is right at the beginning of the fight, you're gonna take a few hits just to get right below 50% health. So your Iceborne, Rage and Wild Frenzy perks will activate and will remain active throughout the whole fight. And if you're worrying about the Hammer debuff, the Terra debuff that can actually heal you, well, don't worry about it, because the hammer and the X versions of the Skarn weaponry are very slow and are not very good to trigger this effect. And I believe I only saw it trigger once, and it was for the hammer, and it was right on the last hit while fighting a Skarn. So don't even bother about that, because it's very likely that it will not heal you throughout the whole fight, because those weapons are just not good for that. And that's the only reason why you cannot use this build right here for the sword, chain blades, and the war pike, because those weapons are very fast and will trigger this effect very often during the fight. So that's pretty much it for the build, guys. So now I'm gonna show you guys a small demonstration against the Shroud so you can see what I'm talking about here. So thank you for watching, guys, and now check this out. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe for more Dauntless videos like that. So thank you for watching, guys, and until the next episode, see you!